British prog rock bands made an enormous impact in the early 70s by expanding the instrumentation and sonic palette of rock music, and this has been influential on many contemporary metal bands. But metal is also dark and heavy, so I'm meeting with Michael Giles, the original drummer for King Crimson, to try to understand if there's a connection between the heaviness of prog rock and heavy metal.
I was reading some archival reviews. Words like overwhelming and evil were coming up.
I remember the word evil being used. Some of it does sound evil, I must admit, myself. But musically, we wanted to do something different, to play music we'd never heard before. In terms of progression, you could say that The Who in the early 60s, Led Zeppelin were all doing their thing, and we thought, well, what's the point of copying them or doing anything similar? The dark side is always attractive, isn't it?
There is a very hard-hitting side to what King Crimson did. It is proto-thrash metal. It is so heavy and brutal. That, I think, is why there's such an influence on the likes of Metallica. And I mean, you speak to people like Kirk Hammett, and these guys are still in awe of these musicians.
King Crimson were the first to, like, really explore things like odd time changes and weird, long arrangements that didn't rely on the classic verse, chorus, bridge sort of thing. And a lot of the chords that they used were chords that you weren't really hearing too much back then. I mean, they really went out on the limb.